Dave Morganelli, who's once again a 539 Fargo rating, versus Rob Piersa at 651. It is a 7-4 race. And that, if you're playing a guy who's a 651 Fargo rating, is not what you want to do.
You definitely don't want to get off to scratch on the brake.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do when it comes to playing Rob Piersa is scratch on the brake. And, that's no Connecticut bias. That's just the man.
A little bit, but
the man's
it is realistic.
The man's got firepower. He can run racks. He can put packages on you. And you don't want to start off by scratching on the brake and giving him a nice open look.
Both of these players have been sitting for quite some time too.
Yes.
Let's see who's going to jump out of the gun here, ready to go.
Yeah, the rust. The rust will definitely be a problem.
I don't think Rob quite wanted that much of an angle on the 1, because now that 4 might be a problem coming for the 2, unless he just plays it so it doesn't even get to the 4, just go for a cut. I think it's too risky to try to get a straight shot on the 2 coming to the end rail here.
This is definitely a tough cut. He'll
I
be
think
playing
he's
safe.
Playing safe?
Yes.
Oh, he is.
He is playing safe.
Or he's going for the bank.
Nope, he's playing safe behind the 7 and the 5.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Yep.
I didn't see that.
Yes. As we had mentioned before, when I was watching this with Mike DeMarco, we had it spoke to Rob afterwards, as Mike DeMarco was streaming with me watching the following match, and we were talking about. I'd asked Rob earlier about a couple of those push-outs that he had played during his match with Kevin Baccio, where he pushed into open areas and left like open runouts for Mike. I mean, not for Kevin. And Rob had told us, Rob had told me at least, that he was, it was a bait shot, and that was kind of what I had suspected, that he was just baiting Rob to. He was baiting Kevin to run out.
Well, the positive side of that hit was if Rob didn't hit that 1 ball, that 1-9 was pretty wired.
Yeah.
So at least he got the hit. I know he did foul, but now Dave's going to have to work for this run out here.
Yeah, but, as we've seen in earlier racks, you give Dave ball in hand, and he has run out before. So he's definitely fully capable of it. I know at points he may have struggled in his previous match against Bob Lucas, but I have a feeling that
they have a little bit of Revo power here, Tim.
Yeah, that's true.
A little bit of Revo power.
Some of that Revo magic.
Is that clear the 9, or is he going to have to play the 9 ball? Yeah, he's calling the 9 ball.
Yes, he is.
This would be a big rack for Dave if
this
he
would
can
be
come out
huge.
and win the first
The
rack.
key here to this race is that you don't let Dave get on the board first.
If you're Rob Pierce.
Yeah.
If you're Dave,
Pierce,
you let Dave get out here on the
Dave
board
go
first.
first.
Yeah. He looks like he's in a stroke.
He's firing.
He's going to fire this one. Oh.
He missed it though. So that's the scary part. When you get into these races too, that you're the lower player, and you start to see dollar signs in front of that 9 ball. And you have the thing, I can make this combo. What if it goes in? I'm a hero. But
that's also one of those shots where you make it, and then Rob's sitting in his seat like, oh, geez, I'm in trouble, especially because it's the 9 ball. It's an early combo.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate how it even happened. So it kind of just gets Rob off to like a mental.
Tries to put him in a space, but
yeah.
I would if I had to be Dave Morganelli's corner man, I'd give him a little hint. Yeah. Don't try to crack the kid. He don't crack. I would wager if you're gonna fire, rely on the fact that you can fire, and if you can't, then find a way to hide. We've also, just so you know, we've also got the hot seat match in the 10 ball too. Ryan Lynham being one of those players. I don't know who the other player is. That's not Chad, is it? No, Chad. That was a great shot.
Wow, that was a stroke and a half. Actually, it was too much of a stroke to me. It looks like he's going to creep behind this 5 ball.
You can actually see the 4. You can actually see that 4 ball.
Yeah. He's full hit.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if he can bank the 4 though.
He's looking at that 9 ball. That was almost tempting to play a little carom and just
Might
smash
be.
it, but I think that's a little too risky.
Yeah, it might be a tad foolish.
Those are one of the shots where you're playing someone like Rob Piersa, you can't afford to leave the rack open.
Yeah, you need to.
He's just gonna simply.
You got to play this ball. You got to play this by the numbers.
That was a smart shot there.
It's a very smart shot. Although I wager
risk.
that we're going to see a significant safety here.
I think Rob's gonna attempt to put the cue ball behind the 5 and just leave the 4 where it is.
I think.
Or
that
he might come all the way around and put it behind, like down the cue ball down near the 7 and leave the 4 where it is.
Yeah,
he's
he's definitely not moving that 4 ball more than an inch.
Right, I think he might play that 5.
Ooh, it's okay. That's all right.
Ooh. And he got it. Oh
yes,
wait,
he did. He caught it.
I think Dave can see the.
Dave can see the 4,
edge,
but he can't
very edge of it.
And he can't play the combination, which is.
Yeah. You know what he can do? Very carefully, just skim this 4 and you can leave the the 4 and the cue on the opposite sides of the 9 ball. Yeah, that's exactly what he's attempting to do.
Oh, he's a little short. This one's going to turn into jail for him. Yeah, this is going to turn into jail for him.
That's a good shot from Rob.
Yes. Very calculated. The one thing that I mentioned earlier to Mike in a previous Q&A session was that when you play a guy who's this caliber and you're a lower handicap, very similar to me playing Joey earlier in the tournament, Joey Dupuy. You get very worried about safety battles that drag on more than a couple shots, because you tell yourself, I can make. That's a great shot. I can make, a couple of safeties in a row and lock them up, and he's gonna kick out of them. But what happens when I need to make 3, 4, 5, 6 safeties in a row?
Right.
I'm gonna break eventually.
So that always ends. Someone eventually.
Somebody always cracks.
Capitalizes or cracks.
And I don't. And at that race, when you're playing somebody of that caliber, you don't like your odds. So you almost get a little antsy if you get like a tweener, like a shot that could be a safe or it could be a shot. You almost take the shot, and sometimes it's foolish to take the shot, and you end up selling out.
This is a tester here for Rob.
It is. It's right on the rail. It's a shot that even he's said in the past that he doesn't like. That's a well-played shot.
And he stroked that too. He's feeling good about that
Very
one.
well played.
That's a good sign if you're Rob Piersa or Rob Piersa fan, for him to come out like that swinging, because these first beginning racks here are very crucial for him because of the race.
Yeah.
You can't afford to give away any of the first, I'd say 2-3 games at least.
Well, you definitely can't. At this point, you need to probably go up 2-0.
Well, that's his next plan here, I'd say.
Yeah. Preferably in his belief with a break and run.
That would
be more ideal.
I think that's his plan so far. As of right now, Tim, I think that's where he's leaning towards.
Well, judging from where he's been breaking, I would wager that 3 ball's about to be flying in the hole.
See, also the scary thing about playing players like Rob Piersa.
Take that back. The 8 ball will be the one going in the hole.
When you give up a break to him, it could be very bad.
Yeah,
very
it can
bad.
go. It can be 1 rack. It can be 3 racks.
Yeah, he can keep control of the table the whole time. He can leave you. He can either be running out or just making you kick the balls for the next 3-4 racks. I think it's a dry break from Rob here, and he leaves a very open shot.
Yes.
He got the 1 ball and cue ball where he wanted to. Just the 3 ball didn't go in the corner. This day went by pretty quick. I've been hanging out. I was usually, yesterday felt like it dragged on longer. Cause I was just sitting around waiting for match. But today I've just been hanging out. And this, I'd say it feels like 3 or 4 o'clock, Tim. And we're creeping up on 8 o'clock right now.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, That's the key, You know, the only thing that's that's unfortunate. You'd ask yourself, well, why would we stick around? You know, we got knocked out of the tournament yesterday. Why? Because, well, you got to stick around and watch your guys, watch the guys you play with all the time, have a chance to win it all. You know. You know, I thought today looking in, I even said it this morning when we were in the hotel room. I was like, you know, Rob could be the odds-on favorite to take this whole thing down. You know, just judging by who wasn't in the field. You know, we'd lost both of our open pros, and
it's a good shot.
That's a very nice shot. He
Dave
plays
is
well.
very good at pocketing balls.
He is. He's a great player.
I think he's maybe one of the top 3 highest lower.
Number 2, actually.
Yeah, for the lower bracket, right?
Yeah,
as
second
far as
highest Fargo.
goes.
Yeah, the second highest Fargo in the lower bracket.
Yep.
There was only one that was higher.
And it had to have only been by a handful of points.
Yeah, it was only 4 points. He was a 544. It's right on the cut. And that cut was, if I'm not mistaken, that was wow, great kick by Rob.
And he didn't leave any gimmies. That
544, George Morgan. He was the highest Fargo rating.
Oh, he just missed the cut.
Yeah. Imagine that being 1 point away from the. Imagine that. Oh yeah, my Fargo's 544. Oh, well, don't worry. We cut it off at 545. You're in the lower bracket. Yes. You know.
Did he get? He got there.
Yes, that was a very well played shot.
I almost like Rob. Oh, actually, if he kicks behind the 3, he can very well make the 8-ball here.
Yeah. Just play the carry, nice and soft.
He tried to make that 8-ball. He shot it softly so he can hold the 3 there.
Yeah, you want to cut it.
Looks like we can. I think you might have to follow this ball up just a hair, just so you can get down for the 5 after playing the 4. So you can't draw back here. You're not going to be able to get to the 5 ball. He's queuing up like he's drawing. I'm not sure why he did that, Tim.
Well,
I think you got on the wrong side of the 4.
Yeah, actually, if he hits this with high left, he can actually get around the 9 and get back out.
No, he should have followed forward. So
I don't disagree that he should have. I don't disagree that he should have definitely played it a little differently, but I was pretty sure that he could get away if he just hit it.
No, it's too much angle.
That said, Justin Cunningham, Joshua Lerner, Jamie Rose, Scott Robinson, Joe Mirabile. Everybody who's enjoying the stream, thank you so much for your support. We are live at the 2019 Winter Classic.
Oh,
just missed that one badly.
I think he was playing a 2-way there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he got no way.
I almost would have liked playing the bank there. That's a big pocket where the 8-ball is sitting in front of. Rob's gonna do something tricky here.
Oh, jump over the, wow.
Well, I think that's, if you look at the word stroke in a dictionary, Tim.
There's a picture next to it with his name on it. That's an impressive shot.
Is he gonna go for the 8-ball here? I think he might just play it safe, play the cue behind the 7. Oh, that was almost really strong, but it still came out well. But that could have been very dangerous for Dave. The cue ball just rolled up a couple more inches.
Could have been painful to say the least.
Long in, hooked behind a ball, but
yeah,
this is definitely hittable. Yeah, the 6 is too far away. I almost would have liked the bank again because where the 8 is, but I don't at this angle. That's too much of a back cut from the bank.
Unfortunately, getting to these racks have all been dicey in that regard.
I do like sending the 6 straight back to the other end rail.
Dave, unfortunately, scratching on a very made shot there. So this is going to set up.
That's crazy.
This is going to set up. He made that shot, and then he goes and scratches. That's just a cold roll. It's well played.
Scroll down. That's perfect speed right there, Tim.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this
This
is
is going to be the 2-0 that Rob Piersa wanted.
If your name's Dave, this is not the you don't want Rob to start feeling confident. If he can get ahead and start feeling confident, then if he gets his breakdown,
Yeah, this is definitely troublesome.
Could be painful. Dave needs to put one on the board here. Dave really needs one this rack.
Biggest key to winning these racks is just understanding that you've been given plenty of fairness in the handicapping alone, and the other thing that you do have to be mindful of is the fact that you're already playing good enough to get to this point. So what's the point, or what's the thing to stop you from just snapping this one off when you get the opportunity to do so?
Let's see what Rob Piersa can do on the break here. He did get a good position on the one ball last time.
Hey, he also changed his break spot, in case you didn't notice.
I did not notice, and
Yes.
Look at that. He has a shot on the one.
Oh, no, the 5
ball.
ball.
Oh, no,
he's got a shot on the
good
side on the one.
side, but that 6 ball's funky.
So,
I
no, the
think
6
I
ball
think-
goes.
No, the 6 ball.
It's all got
where the
pockets.
Q position is, playing the 1 to the 2.
Yeah,
He might
that's-
elect to go in between the 2 and the 6, or to bump the 2.
Yeah, he's just going to come right to the top rail here.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think he can.
Yeah, he can see them both.
Oh, I didn't look at the television monitor there.
Yeah, he can see them both.
I said television again.
Mike Negrelli, thank you so much for watching the stream. I mean, it is actually kind of a TV. It's a computer screen, but
It's a monitor. I guess you can say monitor. Yeah, it's always good looking at that angle as well. I'm used to where I'm sitting, guys. I'm looking at the actual table. I'm not really looking at the computer screen.
This is
too
overcooked.
much.
This is overcooked.
It is overcooked.
Yeah, overshot it.
So if Rob can make this and get good on the 4 here, then I think Rob Pierce is feeling it.
Yeah. I'd say with every shot that you leave him up at the table, it's the more comfort he's going to get.
Oh.
He did miss that though, significantly badly. And this is a good chance for Dave here. Get a couple shots on the board. Don't let yourself falter. You got a rail of people that are really looking to see this game. And oh my goodness, what a miss! That's a very untimely miss, unfortunately, from Dave Morganelli. That shot is probably going to hurt him for a little while, because this could end up being 3-0. And Robert really butchered that shot. That is very unlike him. And that's just, unfortunately, just giving back what was already a great opportunity and a great chance to possibly go up 3-0. So now we're looking at the potential for 2-1 rather than 3-0.
You got to get as far as you can to the right side of the table here. You can come 2 rails around for natural position, or
That's not horrible.
I think he's just gonna have to draw all the way down.
Yeah, this is the
Just
shot's
do-
not the problem; it's the position.
Right. You can just do it. You
the
can do it
position's
straight. You
not
can
too
draw
terribly
straight
hard.
down. You don't have to touch any rails. You can cheat the pocket a little bit here. Pocket on the left side.
That's a great shot.
It's not a gimme, but
No.
I think he's favored to make this ball.
It's a nice shot.
Yep. Nice
Dave
touch.
Morganelli up to 2-1.
Played that at good speed to fall in
Yes.
the pocket there.
Yes, he did. That was a great play.
We got the Bousquet family outside here.
We're watching the New England 9-Ball Series Winter Classic. We are live here from Snookers in Rhode Island for those of you who are curious and haven't been watching the stream. Dave Morganelli on the break, trailing 2 racks to 1, but he's getting 3, so he's really actually up 4 racks to 2. Dave only needs 3. Robert playing safe on the 1 ball. Nice cross corner shot here. No, Boucha, this is actually for the hot seat. Very well-timed shot there.
All right, gentlemen and ladies, I'm back.
We've
Oh, I see Mike DeMarco's creeping up over here.
yeah, got ourselves going.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine, Mike DeMarco. He's feeling a little famished. I don't blame him. I would go get some food if I were him. But Mike DeMarco will be back in the booth very shortly for those of you that are curious about how his game with Clyde Matta went. Everybody watched it, and I'm sure that the stream is missing him immensely.
Where did DeMarco finish, Tim? Do you know?
DeMarco finished, I believe it was 7th, 8th, or 5th, 6th. In fact, he's right here. Mike, out of curiosity, where did you finish? What place did you finish? 7th, 8th. So he finished in 7th, 8th. So that means that Clyde Matta and crew are guaranteed 5th, 6th at the moment. That's a pretty strong finish for Mike DeMarco. Not too bad. About 350 bucks.
I think he has like, you look at his matches, and you combine all of his matches, he might have the highest average like Fargo rating takedown
Oh my
of the whole
goodness!
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were beating everybody outright. It was it's pretty crazy.
Paul Lewis calling Mike DeMarco the Italian stallion. So
yeah, you had a good run there, Mike.
Yeah,
that was a strong
very well.
side run. You took down all the killers.
I'm sure we'll be hearing more from Mike coming up.
What?
Everybody on the Lamar side should be beating Campo now. It's about all the talent.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't mind.
That's a good shot. Kind of a good shot. Left an open shot though for Rob. This is a
But,
pretty open rack,
yeah.
but it's a tough 2-ball next.
Yeah, I don't see. I think he could fire the one in the side, cut it in the left side on your screen.
Yeah, to get back down to where you need to be on the table. That's
Yeah, come around 2 rails, play the cue next to the.
he
He's
played the safe.
playing the safe. We're not used to seeing safes, Tim, after the Clyde Matta.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, after
DeMarco
that
match.
was the slugfest of a century
I
right there.
I completely not even thinking safe anymore. That
Yeah,
turned my mind off to it a little bit there.
Yeah, it's almost as though Rob is practicing the rope-a-dope and kind of letting Dave attempt to punch him Dave attempt to punch him until he gets tired, but I have a feeling that the punches will keep on coming no matter what here. Dave playing a very nice safe back. Rob can only see a piece of this ball, as you can see. So he's going to be kicking behind this. Coming up towards the kicking behind the 7 and playing this one ball to the other side. I wouldn't say that he sold much there, but it's not what he wanted.
I like, you can send the one down table and play the cue behind the 7, 6, 9 here very easily. He has a great angle for that.
Yeah, you can. You just have to make
use it with inside. This is the shot I like to use inside on. You hit the side of the one, or middle, middle right side of the one, and then the cue ball with inside will just come off naturally, and it'll just sink into that 7, 6, 9 ball area.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost hard to not get a take that. The way it's set up, the perfect angle he has for the shot here. Instead, he elected to go that way.
And unfortunately for Dave,
he has a hit, but there's not too much he can do here.
It's okay to keep the record on
Oh, okay.
Just saves me editing time.
I also like playing the 1 behind the 2 here. Oh, try to get there, and he did not.
So Dave is really attempting to put a few kill shots in on Rob here, and his safety play is just is lacking just bits.
Yeah, he's just there the
some of these safes that he's playing, but he's trying.
It's also very stressful playing safe because he knows Rob darn well can.
He's definitely going to play.
This is the safe, so.
I like to think that it's possible that Rob may end up playing Dave a little bit like he played Kevin Baccio in terms of strategy. What I mean by that is, if he starts realizing that Dave is going really defensive on him, he may do what he did to Kevin and leave a couple of open shots and kind of dare Dave to run out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're sitting there.
It's going to be a test of Dave.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
You're not, as far as stroking balls and making them, it's a little tougher.
Exactly, and when you're doing that all the time, it kind of gets you out of your rhythm.
That's a good shot right there.
Yes, it's a very good shot, but it kind of gets you out of your rhythm. It kind of gets you to, the part where it almost feels like you're playing one pocket.
Right.
Where you're just thinking balls around, and then you finally get a chance to run out. Wow, what a shot by Dave. He made that hit.
I think he's going to come out good here. I think that 3
He is. That 3 is hidden.
I think you can actually see. I think you can see the left side of the 2 ball. I think he actually has
maybe.
I
think you can see a piece of it.
I think you can see most of the ball.
As you see Rob getting down pretty quickly. He gets back up, though. Maybe he can't see as much as he thought. He's getting down quickly and just kind of like looking at it. But he's definitely able to see that shot, and he is going to get a beautiful roll on this. Maybe enough to actually prevent Dave from making this ball.
Played that well.
He did play that very well.
Actually, I feel like with the 2 ball making, it hit the 5 ball, I believe.
I believe it did, yes.
I think that actually may have hurt Rob, if anything.
Yeah, I don't think that Dave can see it though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it would be better.
Just judging by the overhead.
So this is a pretty routine pitch shot here.
Yeah.
You have to go before the side pocket.
The key here though is don't hit the 5.
He has to go before the side. Oh wow! What
That's
do I know?
Impressive play.
I'm surprised that Oh, this table, the rails do play short, and it seems like Dave is aware of that, so that explains why he did that.
It's been a boatload of safety play in this rack alone.
Okay.
This has been a great match so far. The 2-ball once again hidden by the
I think
3.
you have to go 2 rails here behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, I think I'd say you want to go up and back here. I don't think you can risk going 1 rail because if you do that,
No, that 8 ball is too much there.
if you do that, then you could be dooming yourself to leaving an open shot.
With a little bit of spin behind that 8 ball. Not sure why he's playing it this way.
That's a very good question. Are they going to remember how to pocket balls after all of these? Oh, that's a very good question.
Well, everyone that knows Rob Pierce, I don't think this guy can ever forget how to pocket balls. I think he's electing to go this way.
Almost.
I'm really seeing things wrong. Huh? From here, it is like when I looked at it right before he actually shot. In my head, I'm like, wow, you don't even have to go behind the 8. So I looked at it actually from a different angle. I'm not. It's tough when you're up here, Tim, to really fully see the exact angles and everything. The best we can do is kind of guess in a way.
That's sometimes it's
6 ball past the 7. Speaking of not being able to see things clearly.
Yes, the 6 does pass the 7.
Okay.
That much I can say. The 6 definitely passes the 7 here. So
I would say not loosely, but I believe it.
no,
it
but
goes by.
if he plays it the way that he should, then
Oh, I think he wanted a little more angle.
yeah,
than
he's
that.
a little short, but that's all right. He can just power it.
He can still play with this with inside and go forward.
He's just gonna power this through with a little bit of high English, maybe some right.
Yep.
Fire that ball in.
See if that at a good pace.
Yep. Now this is a tester because of the 9 ball.
I think he can easily not hit the 9 by going forward, like punch it forward in a way. Not really punch. I guess that's
just
not
have to
the-
be very
Or
mindful. He's gonna draw.
Ooh, he wants to completely avoid it.
That's a tough shot
That's
on
why
this
I
table.
didn't like that ball.
It's
Ooh.
a tough shot on this table, and he did leave the potential for a combo here, which I'm almost certain that Dave will probably go for. It's quite possible that we will see a little bit more potential for a game here.
Someone said audio bad.
It could just be that the volume was a little low, but that's all right. We'll
Hopefully this is better. I don't know if I'm speaking.
yeah, I can hear you.
I can
just fine.
hear you well.
Yeah. It could just be Facebook too. I mean, could be a couple of things. Oh, he plays the carom. Wow, plays the carom very well.
It's a very strong shot.
That's a very good shot. It's 2-2. That's definitely not a rack that you want to see if you're Rob Piersa.
No. I'm going to step away for just 1 minute here.
Yeah, definitely. We are still live here at the Winter Classic. Of course, the Winter Classic is handled by Snookers, and we've got a bunch of great sponsors that we're going to bring and mention to you before all is said and done here. We are keeping an eye on Dave Morganelli here and Rob Piersa. This is for the hot seat. Robert playing a very tough shot into that unbelievably tough pocket. That pocket has just been brutal all day long. John Leandro, thanks for joining the stream. We got Rob on the 2 here after that miss by Dave Morganelli. This looks like a safety. It looks like a decent one. You can see a piece of the ball. This will be a kick shot, probably off the right-hand rail. Robert electing to play a second safety here. This could end up being a situation where, oh no. I don't think think this is a problem for Rob. He may be allowing Dave to see the ball. In fact, I believe that he can. So, unfortunately for Rob, this is not something that he wants to be seeing. Very bit of a roll for That's a well played shot. Great shot by Rob there. Getting on the next ball. 4 ball is next. Stacy Lynn, Sean Jackson, Glenn Philly. Happy to see you. Dave staring down a very tough shot. What looks to be a potential carom on the 9 ball. Which, if made, I'm sure would be potentially backbreaking to this rack, to this set, given the fact that it would be then a 5-2 race. And that is a very well played shot. Dave Morganelli coming with the big carom. And yet again, another early rack. Dave Morganelli now on the hill. Again, you are watching the 2019, 2019 New England 9-Ball Series Winter Classic, sponsored by AZ Billiards, Fargo Rate, Ship the Cash, USA Pool League in New England, as well as MJS Construction, Stookers in Rhode Island, D&L Billiards, Bourgeois Farms, and the Stookers live stream channel, which is what you are watching it on for free. Steve Smith, very happy to see you on the stream. We've got Dave Morganelli on the hill. was a good play there. Dave definitely can't see the ball. Doug Lindquist, Joanne Vino. Thank you for showing up at the stream. Scott Haskell, thanks for showing up at the stream. Thanks for your support. Dave Morganelli trying to kick this bridge here. And Rob going for a second save. Tries to hit it 2 rails, ends up missing. That leaves ball in hand and a second foul for him. That will mean one more foul this rack in a row. Or a foul on the next shot would mean Dave Morganelli would lose that rack. Robert, of course, probably looking for some potential 3 foul here. Definitely looking very closely into the stack on the 3-4-8. Some form of 3 foul of sorts in the stack. Just looking on how to get there, create space. We'll see if that there we go, hitting off the 9. That leaves him on 2. And now Dave Morganelli required to hit the 1 ball or lose the rack. Morganelli has been quite good at pocketing balls most of the day, but I have noticed that he has faltered when it comes to kicking out of a lot of safes here. I would wager that this one is going to be close. She does hit it, and unfortunately scratches, which by 3 foul rule means Robert will win rack number 6. It is now 3-3 here at the Winter Classic. This is the hot seat match between Rob Piersa and Dave Morganelli, in case you were curious. We are here at the Winter Classic looking to see who is going to be guaranteed second and a significant payday over $1,000 to the person who gets second. Of course, first is what everybody's going for, $1,600 to the winner. Right now, both of these players guaranteed third, which means at worst, they will walk out of here with $850 of money that wasn't previously theirs. So, again, taking their breaks, and I think that I will actually do the same as well. We'll be back in just a moment here, and I will move it up in case Rob comes back and is ready to break. All right, after our brief intermission here, Rob is back on the break. Again, playing Dave Morganelli. Tied at 3 racks. This is a 7-4 race, which means Rob needs 4 racks to Dave Morganelli's goal. And right now we are looking at 1 ball down, a tied up 1 and 2 ball. And unfortunately, not really much of a shot for Rob to end up potentially capitalizing on this. Seeing a potential break there of the 1. Seeing things coming out. And Dave Morganelli back up once again. John Keenan, thank you so much for your support of the stream, joining the stream. Randy L. Gilbert, also, same. Carl Bard, Thomas William Hood, thanks for the support of joining the stream. Dave Morganelli on the shot right there. Unfortunately, this looks like a potential carom on the 4 ball for, unfortunately for Rob, this looks like a potential carom on the 4. This could set up the game-winning 9 ball. It looks as though a carom is in order here. Dave Morganelli looking very closely at that shot, and will possibly look closely at that carom even further. He's going to end up calling that in the corner pocket, playing the carom here. Tougher shot, you know. Run out is equally as tough, but the possibility to end the match right here. Don't let Rob get into a chance for it. But the carom was missed, and Rob will get a chance to make it 4-3 here. Definitely a tough shot. Want to play that shot probably inside, throw it into the 9 ball. You want to go high and inside on that. Usually the better way to play that shot, rather than just straight into it like with high, as it looked as though Dave played it. Rob now on the 5, a little awkward, but nothing too bad. We've been watching closely. Rob going, electing for the safe. That's a great shot. Definitely a little more relaxed. You know, you'd think with Morganelli on the hill, Rob would be a little more into potentially attempting to run out and, you know, just lock the match down. But that's the difference between Rob and most players, is that even when he's facing a guy who's making balls and getting into the groove, he'll still try to control the table. And that is a foul and ball in hand. Rob back up the table. Doing what he can to extend the match. Keep it at a more manageable pace. So right now, 3-3, definitely not as manageable as he'd like it. He's definitely in a hole. A couple of combos and caroms definitely didn't help his cause. And, watch closely. Very closely, not very close to not going in the pocket. Again, that pocket just absolutely unbelievable today. Simple position outward. He'll use this to just naturally drift towards the 9. He'll bring that to the side rail. Keep him from... Oh, no. Wow. Lucky roll there with the 9 ball coming back up, which means that Rob will continue to shoot. That was almost a match-changing miss. Wow, taking a deep breath after that miss. Kind of just hung that one up. You definitely feel his arm probably getting a little bit tight. Almost messed up the potential for that run. He messed up the potential for that run out there. Now he's going to come with a shot here. Make this 7 ball and really, wow. He's just right there on the edge. I mean, that was a very close shot. That could have easily stayed up. Now this 9 ball all the way down. And that is rack number 4 for Rob. Definitely didn't come without its share of sweat. Without its share of potential here, he's breathing a sigh of relief. Piersa still in this match, needing 3 racks before Dave Morganelli's 1. You are watching the MD Productions Winter Classic here at the New England 9-Ball Series in Snookers, Rhode Island. We are keeping a very close eye on this hot seat match. And we have a bunch of sponsors that we would love to thank for all of their support to the New England 9-Ball Series. And we want to show the best pool in New England to the best fans in New England. And that's why we're happy all of you guys are on the stream with us and watching very intently with our area. We can't thank you guys enough for all of your support. It's not just the players that keep the support going, it's the fans that keep the support going too. So... as we go into the next rack here. Rob has made a ball on the break, but unfortunately has not gotten the chance to make a shot on after the break. Look at the overhead view here, shows that unfortunately the 1 ball is partially tied up by the 8, and the question is, will Rob push, or will Rob instead actually make a play on it? With the 9 ball in play, very close to the rack like this, It is possible that Rob may push and just pocket the 9 ball. But instead, he is electing to actually play the 1. And leave the potential for a shot up to Dave Morganelli, who has proven that he is quite exceptional at playing combos and caroms, as he has done so earlier today. He's played a couple of very strong caroms in this match. It has really helped to get him as far as it has in this match alone. The 1 ball continues to be the problem here. Really, I think as long as the 1 ball it becomes makeable. Once you make the 1 ball makeable, I mean, it's not exactly a simple shot to play this 1 ball here. If Dave were to make it, though, it would stand to reason that he'd probably have a clear out all the way to the 5, maybe even the 6, or possibly even the 9 combo, which looks pretty appetizing, especially given his penchant for combo and carom play already. Wouldn't be surprised to see Dave play a phenomenal shot on the 1 ball, which he called, and that is the end of the match. Dave Morganelli, an unbelievable shot, has made the 9 ball and now put himself into the finals of this tournament, sending Robert Piersa to the loser side. I didn't notice that Dave Morganelli had called that shot, so unfortunately for Rob, he will be going off to the 1-loss side and potentially facing a rematch with him and Baccio. Mike DeMarco stepping into the booth real quickly. I don't necessarily know if he saw that shot that Dave Morganelli just played, but that was quite possibly one of the better shots of the tournament there. Mike, did you happen to see that as you were walking in?
I didn't see that.
That was a phenomenal shot. He ends up leaving a bank on the 1. Dave trails around and kicked the 9 ball into the corner to end the match. That was a crazy play. I didn't even notice that he'd called it. I was thinking that the 9 ball had already was just going to get spotted and he was going to continue.
What was
to
the
shoot.
race there?
7-4.
7-4.
Yeah, 7-4 race, and it was 4-4 in the final. There were a couple combos, couple caroms, and there was a couple combos and caroms in there. That's a phenomenal shot. Dave Morganelli on to the finals. I'm going to kick it back over to Mike DeMarco here, and we'll let him roll on for a little bit longer here, and I'm going to go take a break and eat some fries.
All right, Tim, thank you very much, brother.
No problem.
You've been doing a great job.
And,
Everybody's been telling me that you've been doing fantastic.
And a
up here,
phenomenal
so I
run for
appreciate
you in the tournament as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We'll see you guys a little bit. Mike on the mic.
All right. So, I'm not sure who's on deck. Maybe Tim could find that out for me. But